Hey Flash folks! Today's topic of choice, Netflix's Ultraman and superhero morality. Also, spoiler warning for Ultraman 2019, can't really talk about how this show deals with no killing stuff without spoilers, so now you're warned. So for those of you who don't know, superheroes, at least in the West, typically don't kill. Now, all heroes have a different level of attachment to this no killing rule, so we have a sort of spectrum. On one end, you have the staunch no killers like Spider-Man, Batman, Netflix Daredevil, and then you have the I'll really try not to kill, but if I have to, I can. People like Superman, the Green Lanterns, Flash, Captain America, Iron Man. Then you got the killing ain't so bad people like Wonder Woman, Wolverine, can't fight people with claws and expect not to kill them every now and then, and Thor. It seems generally that it's mostly situational. If the superhero has no way to safely detain someone, or if not taking the villain's life will endanger people, usually superheroes will kill. Case in point, Man of Steel. In the situation he's in, it's hard to argue against what Superman did. Besides, he felt bad about it. Another example is when this psychic dude named Max Lord takes over Superman and makes him evil, and Wonder Woman has him in a chokehold. Then Wonder Woman's like, how do I stop mind control? And he's like, you gotta kill me. Then Wonder Woman snaps his neck to keep the world safe. However, for the superheroes who don't kill, there's a lot of drama there to mine. It takes place in a lot of Spider-Man stuff, the Flash TV show, the Daredevil Netflix show, all Batman media, it's everywhere. It's all about this sort of moral high ground that these superheroes see as too much to give up. Killing is seen as this thing that superheroes shouldn't do, whether it's based on the value of human life or just preventing the superhero from making killing a habit. So, being a frequent consumer of Western superhero media, when this issue starts to arise in Ultraman, I start to make some story predictions. Ultraman 2019 is a soft reboot of Ultraman. It takes place right after the original series in the 60s, 70s, I forget when it is. The original Ultraman dude has forgotten who he was, and his son, Shinshiro, voiced by Josh Hutcherson, inherits his powers. He becomes Ultraman and basically serves as a special agent for this organization called the Science Patrol. They're kind of like the Men in Black, except a lot less cool. Basically, what happens is, aliens live on Earth, in disguise and or in ghettos called alien towns, and when these aliens do bad things, like eat people, the Science Patrol sends Ultraman out to terminate them. The Science Patrol has a lot of money and resources. In no way, shape, or form are we to believe that they could not hold aliens prisoner. And this relates to how I feel about superheroes killing people, and how I rate how egregious these kills are compared to a superhero's ability to do otherwise. Most of the superheroes who do kill only do it when there's no alternative, and that's fine. However, if a superhero does kill and it's shown that they have the ability or resources to deal with a threat without killing, it seems morally dubious. It seems more like an execution. And that's the case with the Science Patrol. They're not even treating these aliens like people, and there's no clear indication on whether or not there are alien prisons or even like an alien version of due process. It's just a very simple case of alien did bad thing, now kill them. This is a bad thing in my point of view, and it's not as if the Science Patrol are portrayed in strictly a good light. A lot of the prominent figures in the Science Patrol seem very morally ambiguous. There's Moriboshi, who will just kill anyone he has to, and Shinshiro's dad, the original Ultraman, who says that being Ultraman comes with its own darkness? It recontextualizes this idea of Ultraman running around and ripping apart bad aliens, and it's kind of like, oh wow, these aliens aren't just dumb creatures, and they're being executed. And also, Shinshiro isn't all on board with this murder stuff. He actually has a lot of concerns about this and feels hesitant about killing. At this point I'm thinking, okay, it would be really cool to do a story where this version of Ultraman wants to be better. Maybe this version of Ultraman is like, hey, aliens are people too, and doesn't kill them. Maybe he doesn't want the same kind of darkness that his dad has. But nah, he kills people. He learns to kill aliens and he's rewarded for it. He goes through this realization that he just has to kill aliens and not hesitate to use lethal force in order to save the most lives possible, which is super weird. Now, I don't want to say that's bad because, hey, how many lives would be saved if Batman just did a little neck snap on the Joker, right? But it's just super weird compared to Western superheroes. He has teammates that you could see as potential foils for this kind of story. You got Moriboshi, who's one of the Ultramen, and he's like, alien criminals don't deserve to live. And then you got the other guy, I forgot his name, he's not really that important, nor do I like him. He's like the same thing, except it's because he lives with aliens, so he wants them to have better lives, so he wants all the bad guys to be dead. And that's it. Even by the end of season 1, the big takeaway is just, hey, Shinshiro, I guess you gotta go for the kill shots to save people. And he doesn't even feel bad about it. Compared to shows like Daredevil and Avatar, where they really struggle with killing people and try to find ways to not do it, Ultraman has a very distinct opposite message. And who knows, maybe this has something to do with Japanese culture. I wouldn't know. Perhaps a deeper and more pointless reading of the show is, the Shinshiro version of Ultraman has great power but feels restrained because of pacifistic ideals. But in order to access its greater power, this thing needs to break free of its limits and perhaps use a little force. Kind of like how Japan has been slowly stripping away their pacifistic constraints on their military, and how they have enemies that they may have to worry about. It's a very different interpretation of what superheroes are, and what they mean. Even when these types of superheroes appear in the Western realm, they're not usually the idealized version of a hero, or a hero of light. Wolverine and the Punisher are not known for being paragons of righteousness. The heroes who look like the equivalent of Ultraman would be heroes like Superman and Spider-Man, who value life. I mean, come on, Superman is actually an alien. So it's definitely a shock when the Superman of Japan is encouraged and rewarded for executing aliens. I'm not sure about all of the cultural context, so let me know if you have any thoughts on this topic as well. Maybe this version of Ultraman is to Ultraman as Man of Steel was to Superman. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I hit 200 subs! That's awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the love. I'll be sure to send each of you a LaCroix in the mail after YouTube sends me my $1 million. Stay cool. And as always, oh, there's a car passing by. Give me a second. Yeah. Stay fleshy.